Before we start, 90% of our viewers aren't subscribed to the channel. Please subscribe and make me happy. Now, let's get into the video. The film opens one morning with Sylvia waking John after their intimate night together, urging him to leave the house quickly so she can get ready for work. Feeling her discomfort and reluctance for him to stay, John quietly departs. Later, as Sylvia gets into her car, she notices a stranger watching her. She dismisses him and drives off with her friend Laura. Unbeknownst to the two women, the stranger begins following them. Sylvia and Laura arrive at their workplace, a restaurant, and the man discreetly notes the location before leaving. As the day progresses, Sylvia checks on the kitchen where John, who works as a chef, is busy. Avoiding interaction with him, she moves to the dining area, where she catches the eye of a businessman dining there. Later, feeling upset and filled with regret over something unknown, Sylvia heads to the shore. She contemplates her troubled thoughts, cuts herself with a rock, and gazes curiously at the tumultuous waters below from a nearby cliff. Deciding not to dwell on her dark thoughts, she returns to work. That evening, the businessman invites Sylvia out, and the stranger continues to follow her as she heads home. Sylvia spends the night with the businessman. The next day at work, Sylvia is stressed when a senator arrives to dine, instructing the head chef to prepare his usual meal. John, curious about who Sylvia was with the previous night, confronts her, but Sylvia brushes him off, telling him to focus on his work and diverting his attention with a phone call. After the restaurant closes, the businessman comes to pick Sylvia up, but John intercepts them, criticizing her promiscuous behavior. Sylvia retaliates, reminding John of his own infidelity in his marriage to another woman, telling him he has no right to judge her unless he leaves his wife. Despite their heated argument, John follows them as they drive down a deserted road, unaware that the stranger is still watching. John's presence ruins Sylvia's evening, forcing her to leave. He offers her a ride home, but she refuses. The narrative then shifts to the past, revealing the roots of the complex drama. In New Mexico, Santiago takes his younger brother Cristo to a burned-out trailer in the middle of nowhere. Santiago explains that this was where their father and the woman he had an affair with died. Santiago reflects on what his father might have been thinking as he perished in the flames. Later, Santiago finds their mother, Anna, drinking their father's whiskey with her sister and a friend. Santiago points out that they're drinking his father's whiskey, but Anna jokes that the dead man won't need it anymore. The next day, Anna refuses to attend the funeral, leaving the brothers to go alone. After the service, the family of the woman their father was involved with confronts them. Her husband, Robert, angrily shouts that he hopes Santiago's father burns in hell, blaming him for his wife's death. The brothers choose to ignore this, but Santiago can't help but notice Robert's eldest daughter, Mariana. In a flashback, we see how Santiago's father, Nick, met his lover Gina, who was Robert's wife. Nick drove Gina to a borrowed trailer before their tragic deaths. Back in the present, on the day of Gina's funeral, Santiago follows her family home and waits until Mariana is alone before approaching her. Santiago reassures Mariana that he doesn't want to argue about their families, but instead seeks to understand what brought his father and her mother together, leading to such a tragic outcome. After her mother's death, Mariana reflects on that day. She secretly meets with Santiago, and during one of their meetings, Santiago hits a bird with a slingshot. Mariana tries her hand at it and succeeds. As they cook the bird, Santiago reveals that he learned to hunt from his father. Mariana asks if he loved his father, to which Santiago replies that he did. She admits that she loved her mother too, though she didn't particularly like her. Carlos and Maria, meanwhile, book a motel room in Oregon, where Maria inquires about her mother. Carlos explains that by the time he met Santiago, her mother was already gone. He shares how Santiago searched for her for years, blaming himself for her departure. Hearing this, Maria asserts that she has no interest in meeting her mother. But Carlos remains determined to fulfill his promise to Santiago and bring Maria to her. The story shifts again, this time to a scene where Gina surprises Nick by cleaning their secret trailer. She complains about the lack of hot water. When Nick touches her, she pulls away, explaining that she is uncomfortable with that part of her body after surviving cancer 2 years prior. Nick reassures her by kissing her and telling her that her scars don't bother him. Later, when Gina returns home, Mariana informs her that her brother needs stitches after an injury, making Gina feel guilty for neglecting her children. The next day, Gina bids her children farewell as they head off to school, unaware that Mariana is suspicious and decides to investigate. Lying about forgetting her homework, Mariana returns home and goes to the trailer, where she finds Nick installing gas tanks for hot water. Seeing her mother with another man devastates her. In the present, Sylvia confronts Carlos after he rejects her advances, only to discover that he's been following her. He reveals that he knows she is actually Mariana. She denies it, but when he mentions Santiago and shows her a photo of Maria, claiming she is her daughter, Sylvia breaks down. Still, she insists that Carlos stay away from her and walks away. That night, Sylvia stares at a photo of the baby she abandoned years ago, confirming to herself that she is indeed Mariana. We flash back to a time when Mariana shared family photos with Santiago after their parents' deaths. Santiago asks to keep a photo, but Mariana demands a scar in return to help them remember that day. Santiago agrees and requests a scar too, not wanting to forget her either. That night, Mariana and Santiago burn themselves with a lighter as a way to retain their memories. Santiago offers to stay at their father's empty house, promising not to touch her in honor of their parents' memory. However, the siblings end up kissing despite Santiago's earlier vow. In the present, Sylvia struggles at work. She privately asks Jane if he could ever love her, and when he says yes, she suggests they run away together. His hesitation leaves her disappointed. When she returns home, Carlos is waiting with Maria. Fearful, Sylvia walks away, disappointing both of them. In a flashback, Mariana recalls her mother's affair. Gina returned home late, hastily preparing dinner. When Mariana questioned her about her tardiness, Gina lied, claiming she visited a friend, but Mariana knew she wasn't there. Gina dodged further questions by redirecting Mariana to help with dinner. The next day, afraid that Mariana knew about the affair, Gina met Nick to break up, but he refused, insisting they were in love and could find a way to be together. Gina later surprises her family with a picnic, but Mariana refuses to join, claiming she has a school project. Instead, she heads to the trailer where her mother secretly meets Nick. In the present, Mariana and Laura continue searching for Carlos and Maria, finally locating them at a motel. Mariana demands to see her daughter, but Maria feels betrayed and refuses. Carlos shuts the door on her. Unwilling to give up, Mariana books a room nearby, hoping for another chance. The next day, she sees them packing up to leave. Carlos is in the parking lot when Mariana rushes to the room to speak with Maria. She begs Maria for a chance to talk. Carlos returns, but Maria asks him to let them be alone. Mariana apologizes for abandoning her years ago, admitting she felt undeserving of being a mother. She compliments Maria's resemblance to her father. Maria reveals that Santiago was in a plane crash and is in the hospital. Carlos reminds Maria that Santiago wanted them to bring her mother to Mexico, and Maria assures him that her mother will come. Years ago, when Cristo discovered Santiago's relationship with Mariana, he urged Santiago to end it. However, Santiago continued seeing Mariana. One night, a rock with a letter revealing Mariana's relationship was thrown through Robert's window. Robert hit Mariana when she didn't deny it, and he drove off. In the present, Mariana visits Santiago in the hospital, where he may lose his leg to an infection. Standing alone with him, Mariana prays for his recovery so he can raise Maria. She confesses her guilt over her mother's death, haunted by what happened the night the gas tank exploded. After Robert discovered the affair, Santiago drove to pick Mariana up, and they ran away together. In the present, Mariana remains with Maria, and the two notice their matching burn scars. Maria asks if her mother will stay, but Mariana can't promise. Later, in Santiago's hospital room, Mariana sees a photo she once gave him, revealing her pregnancy. The next day, Mariana admits to Maria that she left because she feared Maria would turn out like her. She asks for forgiveness, but Maria remains silent. Santiago recovers without needing amputation, and Maria invites her mother to visit him, signaling their acceptance. Finally, we flash back one last time, revealing all the secrets that tore their families apart. Mariana accepts Maria's invitation, hopeful that they can break the cycle and find peace.